Everyone. So I wanted to make a quick video as to how I study writing Korean. So what I do is I'll actually show you my journal first. It's not really a diary, so it's not super personal stuff. It's just stuff to practice using Korean in writing. So what I do is after my journal entries are corrected by my language partner, I go ahead and write them in here. So these are corrected by a native speaker of Korean so that I know they're right. And some of them are longer than others, some of them are shorter than others, as you can see. And so actually before this is the last step in my whole like journal writing process. But the first step that I do is I go to Papago, which is basically you can compare it to Google Translate, except it's so much better because it pulls out all of the words and gives you the translation in both Korean and in English so that you can use it if you are learning English as a Korean speaker or if you are learning Korean as an English speaker. And it does that with several other languages as well. So what I do is I will go ahead and type my journal entry into here. As you can see over here, actually, I just kind of put down some things that I do each day just to keep up with my schedule so that I can write it. Usually I do like 3 to 4 days at a time, so I can remember what I did. And what I do so that it is not technically like using the translator as a crutch is that I just type my Korean into here and make sure that it says what I want it to over here. This is the translated English version of this. But I do not take this and put it back over here to translate it because it's, of course, going to be close to perfect Korean, but I'm not looking for close to perfect Korean. I'm looking to exemplify the skills in Korean that I already have. So if I don't have the skills, I would rather have a native speaker correct me and then learn how to write sentences like that so I can do it correctly in the future, if that makes sense. That was a long way to say that I don't want to be cheating myself out of the experience of writing Korean. Um, so, what I was really proud of today is that I wrote kind of a long journal entry about learning grammar. I usually don't write about specifically what I learn uh, because it uses a lot of unfamiliar and slightly awkward grammar, especially for intermediate learners of Korean. But I decided to give it a go in my diary entry for April 13th. So here's the Korean, and then here is the English. And I said at the very end, oh, I think today's diary will be very bad because I don't think this is perfect. Probably far from it, but I tried and it at least translates to what I want it to say. So we'll see. But I think this is a really good idea for if you are learning Korean really at any level, even if you are at a beginner level and you just want to practice writing sentences about what you did today, maybe what you ate today, where you went today. It's really good practice, especially if you have a native speaker correct you. Like if you, actually what I do so that it's a language exchange is my language exchange partner will send me her journal entries in English and then I will correct them and send them back to her. And then I send her my journal entries in Korean and she sends them back to me corrected. So it's perfect practice. It does take a long time. I do one journal entry for each day. Um, it can be anywhere from 2 sentences on. Typically, I try to write more than two just because I feel like that's kind of a, a shortcut. Uh, but it doesn't have to be super duper long. But I just wanted to share that, and I hope that those of you who are learning languages find this helpful in some way. Bye bye.